Sacramento Kings taking a look at their Southwest Airlines starters. Jason Williams at point guard is flanked at big guard by Nick Anderson, the former member of the Orlando Magic. Joining Williamson up front is Chris Webber. Sacramento won. Chris Webber did not play. He missed with a flu. There he is, slapping down on Duncan, and Duncan, undeterred, goes right to work to pick it up where he left off Monday against Karl Malone.
Well, they're going to need some help here in the low post. They're not going to get it done with Webber just guarding Tim Duncan. I don't care what you say. Webber is not going to be able to get to Tim Duncan's shot. That's his only chance. Defense and offense going. The Kings average 105+ points a game, but they give up 102 points a game. So the Kings are not really interested in getting back and playing defense.
Webber takes it to the rim. No. Webber will try again, rather stubbornly in a crowd.
You can't call that a foul. He brought the ball right to Jerome.
Chris Webber is a remarkably 5% and coming into this year, Sean, 54% career.
Shows you a guy who is really...
Time rebound to Webber. Webber led the NBA in rebounding a year ago. He's number 6 this year. Here he is up top to Divac. Oh, their big guys can really pass the basketball. Divac and Webber both averaging over 4 assists a game. And Divac for Sacramento and Tim and David.
I hear you.
Duncan the rebound. Duncan comes purring. Look at this. Behind the back by Dunn. He thinks he's a Sacramento King.
Best ball handlers that I've ever seen. But if you get careless around Avery Johnson, he's going to pick your pocket.
Here's Webber. Right to work. Into Divac again. That deadly passing power forward and center.
Back on defense. A lot of teams that like to run at you on offense don't necessarily like to get back on defense, but you have to get back on defense yourself.
That's goaltending in the open floor, and also they're not nearly as good in the half court with their defense. Ellie into Duncan, and Duncan rips it down angrily. A year ago, his opening night last year was February the 5th, and you learn right away what a lightning quick release he has as he went for 21 points. Duncan, Road Warriors party. You still have time.
Well, the Sacramento Kings are the most exciting team in this league.
Williamson to Divac. Does Divac ever come back to play defense, or is he basket hanging?
He just hung back there. He didn't even make it past half court.
If this was hockey, he'd be perennial. 15. They've committed 4 turnovers, though. The Spurs, none. And Duncan banks it down.
He struggled this year.
Here's Jaren Jackson playing off the bench tonight. Kersey got the start to match up with Cordis Williamson. Here's Duncan. Duncan's going to have his way tonight. 46 may not last long for him as a career high. He's already got a 14-point quarter on Welly as again this officiating crew. This time Scott Foster calls the block on the Spurs and not the charge, but so far Duncan's been charging here, going around Divac. Since David left the floor in foul trouble, Sean, in the span of 6.5 minutes, Tim Duncan has scored 12 points.
He's just trying to take over again, this time blowing right around Vlade Divac.
And small forward, replacing Cordis Williamson, will match up with Jaren Jackson. Spurs up 2, late first quarter. Duncan around Pollard. 16-point opening quarter, 7 of 10 from the floor. He also had 8 rebounds. He badly outplayed Chris Webber, outscored him 16-4, and the Spurs lead by 4 at 30-20. Derek Martin, the former LA Clipper, now into the backcourt. Here's Webber, the only starter on the floor for Rick Adelman. Rebound to Duncan. Duncan has 9 rebounds, all defensive. Chris Webber is 1 for 7 from the floor. He's been outscored by Dunk 16-4. Allowing over 102, almost 103 points a game. Porter the save on the turnover. Sacramento's 5th. Here's Daniels all the way into Duncan, and he got fouled. Otherwise,
be able to guard Tim in the open court, in the post, on the perimeter, you name it.
The Spurs. Pollard came off the bench. He had 9 points, 8 rebounds, couple of blocks, but that's when he had the lamb chop look with the sideburns. Here's Stojakovic with Jaren Jackson tight on the shooter. He can really fire it. Rebound to Pollard, and Webber will dunk it. Malik Rose has him. No double team. Shot clock at 10. Now Jackson stepping in. Webber no. And the rebound to Duncan has already got a double-double tonight. 18 points, 10 rebounds. And we played only 14 minutes. Daniels over the...
Tim Duncan is going to finally get some rest here. We're going to show you why. He's a little worn out. Going by Vlade Divac. for the baseline Duncan. Look at this move through two Kings. No defense there. Here he is blocking a shot, starting to break. And here he is cleaning up the glass. He's been doing everything. He already has 10 rebounds. He has 18 points. And we have 9 minutes left. But that's a risky way to play defense.
And I was talking to their head coach, Rick Adelman, Sean, before the game, as the Kings have really cooled off after a quick start. And I said, how do you coach these guys? They're so difficult because they have. Boy, does he shoot the ball a lot. You read the San Antonio Express News this morning, and Jason Williams, as AJ comes right back. Duncan, the rebound, fouled by Vlade.
Seen in the East that have that mentality. And actually take this league, he's exciting. He's going to bring the fans.
Continues to shoot the ball here. He had a 15-assist game on Sunday in the win over Indiana. Shot the ball only 4 times. There's David right down the gut of the beautiful pass by Tim Duncan. I realized it, but he looks like George Foreman, doesn't he? A younger, more svelte George Foreman. 107 seconds of the half with foul number 3.
And just kind of sold it. Got his body a little out of control.
And here's one for us. Divac reluctantly threw that ball out of a double team. And Weber a little bit out of control. Divac to Anderson. No. Tip. No. Weber. And he. No! Samaki Walker. Foul is called on.
That looked like a block from our angle.
It's twice Weber to go up, and it's just the length of the Spurs that have him a bit rattled.
Well, Weber's good in the crowd. He's got long arms. You see him probably more than any player besides, say, a Shaquille.
By Divac. We have 45 seconds to go. You know the shot's coming up here. Look at him dance. Weber wants to go. Double. He's still going to shoot the ball. My goodness. Wow. Was that a force? But he made it. To go. Jason Williams at 13. Chris Weber at 14. But Tim Duncan, 20 points, including a 16-point first quarter. I think hit the basket. It was still shaking, but David still got it down. David, after playing only 4 minutes in the opening quarter, has pretty good numbers tonight now. As David Robinson has scored exceedingly well. When David went out to foul trouble in the first quarter, in fact, he scored 14 of his 16 first quarter points, those 8 minutes when David was gone. Jason Williams is breaking down the Spurs defensively as well as I have ever seen any point guard.
Mario can get out and run.
Duncan on Divac. That and build a bigger house in San Antonio.
Well, not a lot of time.
Shot. And Mario Ellie made mid-third quarter. Here's Weber against Malik Rose. Duncan over to double. And no. Rebound Williamson blocked by Kersey. Duncan blocked another. Bodies falling all over the place, and a basket does not count. Foul on Malik Rose. Who else? Here's Jason Williams, but the shot does not go. Weber to Williams. Stutter drive. Now to Nick Anderson. Weber a 3 again. Yes, he's made 2. Last year he was miserable behind the line.
What you're going to see here is a finish by actually the best three-point shooter percentage-wise on this Sacramento Kings team, and that is Chris Weber. Surprisingly, we talked about him in the scouting report this morning. We said he was the best three-point shooter, but we thought it's because he didn't shoot enough of them. But he's shown us differently.
And here he is slapping down and creating a turnover. Jackson came in for Jerome Kersey. Here's Duncan drawing a double team. Weber and Corliss Williamson goes baseline and throws it away.
We actually saw some defense there.
Rebound Weber, and Sacramento can tie here.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness, Jason Williams.
If he had gotten that one to go.
Here comes Duncan, and you know where that's going. Right to the bottom of the... Sometimes it's hard to referee these guys.
What do you say about a play like that? I mean, what do you say?
And Duncan lost the ball. Weber stood him up. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 40 seconds to go. Let's see if the Kings go 2 for 1. And they're going, oh my, they don't waste any time. What an alley-oop pass that was by Jason Williams.
In this game, they're only shooting 34%. But Chris Weber coming on strong now at 24, matching Tim Duncan's overall performance.
poised and found Stojakovic.
Wow, he got it off just in the nick of time.
And then they come right back and break down defensively.
If you're a Spurs fan, you don't mind those little breakdowns.
They just have no energy for defense. Pollard, their best defender, got stuck by Duncan.
Shoot a three, especially at that three position, he's extremely dangerous.
Webber fouls Tim Duncan. Road this year while going 14-3 in the Dome. Tim Duncan trying to tie it and give the Spurs the lead. The Spurs have had a lot of receiving 3 technicals while Sacramento also 3. Duncan Combs will come in a moment to give Duncan a rest. Right now he's guarding Webber. Hand off Stojakovic. Well, he can score.
That's a tough break for Antonio because that's the shot that he needs to take. He stepped up with a lot of confidence. It just didn't fall for him.
John Barry into Webber. Webber over Duncan, the fade. Timeout pop. The Kings, who were once down 14 points, are now up 5. Tonight, Chris Webber against Tim Duncan, and Webb is outplayed Tim in the second half. He has outscored him 12-6. He's out.
You need to work the ball, at least get it to your money man.
Duncan right to the rim, got knocked down. It's the left knee, and it's the knee that he has that wrap around existing coming into the game. Players will use
how he's among the league leaders.
I thought he was going to come out here early in the fourth quarter. Never did get that rest, though. So he's playing all the way. Loose ball foul. They're going to give it on Pollard here against Mario Ellie.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Mario has a huge beef here. That time, Pollard didn't even have the ball. He lost it. Chris Webber with a slick pass here to Pollard. But look at Pollard. He lost it. He had lost it.
Trying to push Duncan off the post. Divac can't cover him. Oh, my. Duncan. Well, he shot. He missed that about 5 feet left for 42 minutes. But in the end, the game's going to slow down now. The Spurs every night. As Duncan lost the ball.
He watches them and goes.
Here's A.J. now. Trying to tie. Duncan inside fouled. Edwin bringing this club from by 11 here. Duncan could not tie it. He got one for a 30-point, 20-rebound game, and Webber comes right back, and Sacramento goes up by 3.
Well, Chris Webber is continuing to impress me. When he can stand and face up Tim Duncan and get a shot up over him.
We thought over Nick Anderson. He often does at big guard. Webber against Duncan. Duncan crowds him. Webber on the floor, up over David. No, he made the shot. An impossible shot by Webber. The Kings are going to do the unthinkable, and that is score 100 on the Spurs. That was an amazing shot by Webber. Jason Williams into Webber.
They need to stop right here.
Duncan crowds him. What a matchup. Step back by Webber. Webber has gone stark raving mad. 32. You hear him? This is my place.
He's putting on a big-time show.
Yeah, what's that about? You can take the young man from Michigan, but you can't take Michigan out of the young man. A little Michigan mug there from Webber. Well, he may have a 5-point lead for now, but Duncan has 2 minutes and 26 seconds to answer.
Oh, wow.
David got one. We have a 4-point game. Chris Webber against Tim Duncan again. Webber, I don't think I have ever seen a big man score on Tim Duncan like Chris Webber has scored tonight, especially in the second half.
No fancy passes. They're going to get the ball to the people they have to.
Now they're going to double Webber. It goes back to him. They're going to crowd him and take the middle away. Clock at 10. Stojakovic all the way in. He missed it. David almost fouled by Divac.
He just flat out blew that layup.
40 seconds to go. Jackson doubled. Duncan. Oh, Duncan was not looking, and they knocked it away. Duncan was not looking. He was trying to figure out who to pass it to.
There's still time in this game. They need a big stop here.
Papa saying, don't foul. We're going to get the ball back and be down 3. 20 seconds to go, 10 to shoot. Jason Williams to Webber with 6. Barry, a long 3 for John Barry.
Well, if he hits that, you're supposed to lose.
John Barry with a lengthy three-pointer has given Sacramento a 6-point lead with 12 and 3/10 seconds to go.
You see how deep he was? He was 5 or 6 feet behind the three-point line. When he took that shot, I said, no way, no way.
The much maligned former #1 pick against the reigning champion, Tim Duncan. And I must say that Chris Webber has played him as well, one-on-one, as I have ever seen anybody play.
I mean, he set him up with the jab step. Here he goes around Tim and Dave for
That was the shot.
Unbelievable shot. And then look at that layup. That looked like the Iceman. And then he's hit 2 or 3 or more jumpers just from that elbow spot. He's done a tremendous job.
And when you add it all up, for the first time in his career, Tim Duncan has a 30-20. Not a 20-20, but a 30-20.
I think you have to go for a 3. If you
I
go
agree.
for a quick 2, you're down 4.
You got to make a 3 immediate. Porter, Duncan. Duncan, a three-pointer. Duncan made it! Tim Duncan just calmly railed a three-pointer. His first of the year. And now they foul Stojakovic. Duncan making only his second career three-pointer. They had a foul to give. So Sacramento will not shoot free throws here. Watch this one. Duncan's second career 3.
Calmly jumps over the line and sinks it.
Now back live, Williams. They got to foul him if they can catch him. And they catch him with 4.5 seconds to go. The Spurs down 4, though, need a shot immediately, then a quick foul. It'll go right to David under the rim, and he missed. And that's the game. Webber will hold it symbolically, triumphantly above head, and he winds up with 19 rebounds and 34 points. What a game. Duncan was so good early on. Tim did not score a basket in the fourth quarter. Did not score a basket. All of his points came from the free throw line in the fourth quarter as he wound up with 33 points on 9 free throws. Spurs lose by 4, 107 to 103 to fall to 24 and 13 overall.